Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 34th Annual Montana Statehood Centennial Bell Award Ceremony, honoring the Montana History Teacher of the Year. My name is Molly Kruckenberg. I'm the director of the Montana Historical Society, and I'm really pleased to be filling in this year for Norma Ashby Smith, who is joining us. I'd like to first acknowledge the sponsors of the Montana Statehood Centennial Bell Award: the Montana Television Network, the Foundation for Montana History, the Sons and Daughters of Montana Pioneers, and 1889 Coffee House. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you. I would also like to acknowledge Norma Ashby Smith of Great Falls, the founder and coordinator of this award and event for 34 years. Thank you, Norma. On November 8th in 1989 at 10:40 a.m., tens of thousands of Montanans were united for one historic minute and the ringing of bells across our state to commemorate the 100th birthday of Montana's statehood. To perpetuate the awareness of our state's birthday, the Montana Statehood Centennial Bell Award was established in 1990. The award honors the Montana History Teacher of the Year. In even-numbered years, a Montana history teacher at the 7th to 12th grade levels is chosen, and in odd-numbered years, a Montana history teacher at the 4th to 6th grade level is chosen to be honored. Our winner this year is Hali Richmond, a 3rd and 4th grade teacher at Sunburst Elementary School in Sunburst, Montana. A native of Sunburst, she received her education degree from the University of Montana. She is also currently working on her master's degree at UM. Her first two teaching positions were in one-room schoolhouses in Sunset and Glatta near Shelby, where she taught every grade level and every subject, including, of course, history. In the summer of 2022, Hali was accepted into the Montana Historical Society's Teacher Leader Program, which enlists educators across the state to conduct and help improve social studies education by conducting trainings and providing mentorships to fellow teachers. Hali uses the Montana Historical Society's 4th grade curriculum to teach Montana history, as well as incorporating her own lesson plans. And two of her favorite Montana activities are Mapping Montana A to Z and the Montana Wax Museum. In recognition of her excellence in teaching Montana history, Hali will receive more than $4,500 in awards from our sponsors for class materials, field trips, guest speakers, and anything else that will enhance her teaching of Montana history, as well as books about Montana's pioneers. To begin our morning, it's my honor to welcome our Lieutenant Governor, Kristen Juras.
Thank you, Molly. And on behalf of Governor Gianforte, I welcome everybody here to celebrate another Highline girl, Hali from Sunburst, and thank you for Bree for coming with her. I mean, just what a beautiful setting to celebrate Montana's birthday and its history. I was just reading Tom Minkler's new book the other night, and just being reminded of the strength of our pioneers, the adversity that they faced so successfully, the diversity of our culture. As you look around us, our Native American culture, our miners, our ranchers, and our farmers. And to have a teacher that can pass that enthusiasm, that love for the history of the state that we all love is just something that we really do want to celebrate. So thank you for bringing your passion to your students, teaching them about the history of this great state, and making them into future leaders. So let's all look forward to hearing from Bree and what she has to say too about this wonderful teacher. Thank you for being here, everybody.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. We are pleased now to welcome the sponsors of the Centennial Bell Teacher of the Year Award. The Montana Television Network has sponsored this award for all 34 years of its existence. So please join me in welcoming Heath Hagum, General Manager of MTN News, to present a check to Hali.
So you can, yeah, I guess we can do that. This isn't the real check.
Oh, it's not?
We can sign the back of this one as much as we want. It's not going to get cashed. So,
Or
do
where
we
do we
need to
go?
move
I don't
over
know.
here? On behalf of the Montana Television Network, which in your area, Sunburst, would be KRTV or KTGF, we want to congratulate you, Hali, on an honor well-deserved.
Thank you.
And say Happy Statehood Day to everyone.
Yes,
So,
happy birthday, Montana.
all right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Heath. Another important sponsor of the Centennial Bell Teacher of the Year Award is the Foundation for Montana History. The foundation is a nonprofit organization that raises money and provides funding for history and preservation projects across Montana. Unfortunately, a representative from the foundation was not able to join us today, but I'm pleased to present Hali with a gift and a check for $1,500 on their behalf. The third major sponsor of our award is the Sons and Daughters of Montana Pioneers. Please help me welcome Mike Collins, president of the Sons and Daughters, who will present Hali with the organization's award and 2 copies of their book.
Good morning. It's a great honor for me to be here today to present this award to Hali. The Sons and Daughters of the Montana Pioneers is an organization that consists of descendants of our pioneers that were here in Montana prior to 1868. And for us, history is important, and to have a teacher with the passion, is like the Lieutenant Governor said, it just warms our heart to see somebody that are teaching these children the history of Montana. So I would like to present Hali a check for $1,500 from the Sons and Daughters. Also, 2 copies of the book of the Sons and Daughters, one for the library at her school and one for her personal copy.
Thank you so much. I
Thank you
appreciate
very much. One of the other things that we did, about 3 years ago, I received a phone call from my cousin who lives in California. And she asked me the question, she says, we know how important it is for the teachers, but what about the students? She says, I want to do something for the student. So we came up with an idea of giving some of the things we tossed around is a gift certificate or a, what do you call those things, a savings bond. And so we finally decided that why don't we do something that has historical value with the state of Montana. And everybody knows what Sacagawea, the lady that traveled with Lewis and Clark. So we decided to do 100 gold Sacagawea coins to the student that nominated the teacher from her classroom. So I would like to introduce my cousin Judy Wolfram, who traveled from California just to make this presentation.
Bree, you want to stand up? History is so important. I didn't know that I had relatives here in Montana until 5 years ago. So it's history that brought me back to Montana to visit and see where my pioneer family was from. So we are so pleased to present you with this for nominating your teacher and sharing the history with us. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
One of the other things that we decided to do last year, my wife and I decided to give each one of the students that came with the teacher in support of her, to give her a Sacagawea dollar. That was last year. This year, with the size of the school, my wife and I figured we could afford to give each one of the students 5 Sacagaweas, so we bumped it up a little bit. So that's what we're going to do with the students after the ceremony. We'll do that in the chambers. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike and Judy. And now I'm really incredibly pleased to introduce Hali Richmond, the 34th winner of the Centennial Bell Montana History Teacher of the Year Award. Please join me in welcoming Hali.
Thank you. Words can't express how grateful I am to be the recipient of the Centennial Bell Award. To be recognized is a true honor. When I first started college at the University of Montana, go Grizz, I wasn't certain which career path to pursue. However, thanks to the guidance of a remarkable advisor and some highly influential teachers, I decided to follow a path in education, a decision I'll always be grateful for. Ever since then, I've dedicated myself to being an influence for my students, just as so many were for me. I would like to extend my gratitude to Norma Ashby Smith, a Montana icon, and the person who has been coordinating this award since it began in 1990. Her conversations on the phone have been sweet and memorable. I would also like to say a huge thanks to Dan Now for nominating me for this award. His support is everything you could hope for in a principal, and while he is enjoying retirement from that position, he still continues to support the teachers at Sunburst schools in numerous ways. Along with Dan's nomination came the letter from Bree, a student of mine, and I am grateful for her and all the students who allow me to do what I love each day. There have been other countless colleagues who have mentored and helped shape me into the educator I am today, but one in particular that I would like to mention is Ron Buck. He encouraged me to apply to become a member of the Montana Historical Society Teacher Leader Program. We geek out together each summer at our Leader Summit and enjoy planning different events and trips in our communities. Funny enough, I actually found out I won this award through Ron. My students and I were on our way home from a field trip when I got a text from him saying, "Congrats, Montana Teacher History of the Year." My loving husband had failed to inform me that I received the letter in the mail the prior day. We really need to get another mail key made. Nonetheless, it was so fun finding out from a friend and someone I look up to so much. Lastly, I am forever grateful to my family for their unwavering support, particularly to my husband, Cameron, who has been incredibly understanding during the late nights and weekends I spend away preparing for classroom transformations and volunteering in numerous events. I can always count on him to help build a bridge for Ellis Island or paint dinosaur eggs for Jurassic Park. Again, thank you to everyone who has contributed to this achievement. I will continue to strive to be the best educator I can be. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hali. And now please help me in welcoming Dan Now of Sunburst Schools, previously of Sunburst Schools.
Actually still of Sunburst schools. Once again, good morning, and I just want to make sure and first of all say, on behalf of the students and staff of Sunburst schools, I want to thank everyone involved for making this ceremony happen for Mrs. Richmond. She is very deserving of this award. Speaking for all the students, the staff, and our entire community, Sunburst schools couldn't be more proud than to have Mrs. Hali Richmond selected as a 2023-2024 Montana Statehood Centennial Bell Award winner and the Montana History Teacher of the Year. Congratulations, Mrs. Richmond. This is the letter that I wrote for her when I nominated her. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with pleasure that I write this letter of reference for Hali Richmond. Hali was hired at the beginning of the 2021-22 school year to be the 4th grade teacher at Sunburst Elementary School. As a 4th grade teacher at Sunburst Elementary, Hali teaches the math, science, and social studies curriculums for both 3rd and 4th grade students. As Mrs. Richmond's supervisor, I have the opportunity to observe her often and see the passion and energy that she brings daily as she introduces our students to Montana history. As a result, I personally recommended Mrs. Richmond for the Montana Statehood Centennial Bell Award. Hali epitomizes what every person desires in a great teacher, as she is passionate, she's energetic, she's positive, she's innovative, she's very organized, and she has high expectations for her students. Hali went to a training opportunity over the summer, that was the summer of 2022, with Martha Cole as part of the newly released Montana, A History of Our Home textbook series, published by the Montana Historical Society. She eagerly jumped into this curriculum and has fully embraced it by adding its hands-on learning trunks, student wax museums, and many other creative and unique learning opportunities for her students. On top of that, she also has students do research and complete projects about many different important Montana historical topics, such as famous people, Native American tribes, and so much more. Because she has been such a go-getter, she is now presenter and sharing her ideas and implementation of this curriculum with other teachers. Mrs. Richmond does a great job of making learning fun, challenging, and impactful. She inspires her students to push themselves to reach their full potential. She is always willing to meet students at their ability level and put in extra time with them to gain the new knowledge and find success. As a teacher, Mrs. Richmond also does a great job of sharing the great learning that is happening in her classroom by inviting other classes to their theme days, including inviting parents to participate and be part of their child's learning, and sharing all of the many awesome learning happenings at our classroom on our school media sites. Hali has a true love of education and learning. Hali is constantly looking at new teaching ideas and methods. She is currently pursuing her master's degree. On top of that, she has taken many classes to be a certified fitness instructor and uses her talents and positive energy to help out others in our community. She is also very active and shares her wonderful skills and talents with her fellow staff members, community, and church. Mrs. Richmond is an excellent educator, and we are extremely happy to have her as an employee at Sunburst Schools. She loves history and would be a wonderful choice, and now is selected, luckily, as a Montana History Teacher of the Year. Congratulations, Hali.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dan. I'm pleased now to welcome Bree Chilton of Sunburst Schools to read the nomination letter that she wrote for Mrs. Richmond for the Centennial Bell Teacher of the Year Award.
Mrs. Richmond is the best teacher because she makes learning fun. She makes all subjects excellent, but I could tell that her favorite subject is social studies and learning about history. For this reason, she should be History Teacher of the Year. She really makes social studies and history fantastic for her students. I was in her 4th grade class, and we were not all the way through the year yet, but we had already done so many amazing things. Early in the year, we learned about allotment. We did an activity on the playground to introduce us to this concept. Mrs. Richmond split the class into family units and gave each of us a tape measure and masking tape. She told us that even though this entire playground has been ours since we started school, the school has decided to divide it into plots. Then we had to go to the playground, and each family unit measured a square 8 feet by 8 feet and marked it out with masking tape. Then Mrs. Richmond told us we could do anything we want on the property, but we couldn't go on to anyone else's without being invited or any property that isn't allotted. This was a great activity because the normal teacher wouldn't let us do this, and we had a lot of fun. This year, our class created a living wax museum. I was Jeanette Rankin. I got to learn so much about her and her life in Montana. I even got to dress up like Jeanette Rankin. My classmates and I presented our research to the third graders, community members, and our parents. Not only did we learn about Montana's history, but we also learned how to speak to people outside of our class members. Performing the Wax Museum was much more exciting than just writing a report down in a notebook. Mrs. Richmond loves Montana history. Therefore, she is reading the best book ever, Seaman the Dog Who Explored the Wild West. It is the story of Lewis and Clark's journey to explore the rivers in search of a water passage to the Pacific Ocean. This book talks about Lewis's dog, Seaman, and his journey with the expedition. When I was sick at home, Mrs. Richmond even recorded herself reading the chapters to my class so that I could listen to her reading it at home and wouldn't fall behind. Not all teachers would do that for her students. To go with the book, we also get to go on a field trip to Great Falls to the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center. We were so excited for that. She is also teaching us about different battlefields in our state. We learned about the Rosebud Battlefield, which was what the white people called it. In the Indians' perspective, the war was called the battle where the girl saved her brother. The reason why the Indians called it that was because an Indian woman helped save her wounded brother during it. It was really cool to learn about that history in Montana. When we learned about the battle, Mrs. Richmond was teaching us about a different perspective of the events that happened in our history. I know there is so much more to learn about the amazing history of Montana. Mrs. Richmond taught us the different tribal nations and reservations of Montana. I am Chippewa, and she let me teach the class some Chippewa words. I also asked if we could go on a website and learn more Chippewa words, and she said yes. My classmates had a lot of fun with that. I feel that Mrs. Richmond was the most worthy history teacher of the year because I care about her and she cares about her students. She shows that every day in the way she teaches. Mrs. Richmond is amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bree. That was really wonderful. Hali, on behalf of the dedicated staff and Board of Trustees of the Montana Historical Society, I would like to add my congratulations to those others that we have heard this morning. This is an important and really well-deserved honor. We appreciate that you are not only an inspiring teacher, but also an inspiring leader among history educators in Montana. You help to bring Montana's past to life for your students and our future stewards of Montana's history and culture. Like all of you here today, the Montana Historical Society promotes education. Learning the lessons of the past, our successes, and our hardships is vital to the future achievements of today's students. The role that we can share in making our history accessible, like Hali does every day, has a significant impact on all of our futures. The Montana Historical Society works with educators across our great state every day, and we hold those in the teaching profession in the highest regard. The study of history and the humanities helps us shape the future and prepare the next generation to be creative and innovative problem solvers and decision makers. The critical thinking skills developed through the study of the humanities and the arts makes our educational efforts more effective. And by learning about our shared past, students gain a better understanding of why our communities, our state, and our nation are what they are today. As our closing award today, I'd like to present you, Hali, with copies of the Montana Historical Society's publications, Montana's Charlie Russell and Montana History and 101 Objects. Congratulations, Hali. So now, in a long-standing tradition for the Centennial Bell Award, we'd like to invite the students from Sunburst to sing our state song.
Do you want him to come stand?
That would be wonderful.
Stand in the middle.
Okay.
You go on one side of the tree, you go on the other side of the tree, and just walk forward. Let's just go.
Jackson, you can probably stay in the back.
Window each other. Go in the middle. Oh, Carter, don't squish Cleona. Over here. Kind of try to window each other. Right here. Very good. Oh, my dear boy. Okay, are you ready?
Montana.
Wait. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go.
Richmond, when are we ring the bells?
Just keep them in a line. Okay, fourth and fifth, stay lined up for the ringing of the bell. Stay lined up right here. Okay, stay lined up.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That was really wonderful. And so in just a moment, we'll ring the Montana Statehood Centennial Bell, probably a little bit early, but close to the exact minute when Montana became the 41st state. So it was at 10:40 a.m. on November 8th, 1889, when President Benjamin Harrison signed the proclamation making Montana a state. This historic bell next to us came from St. Ignatius, Montana, and was donated by the Brent Bliss family of Power. It was placed here in the state capitol by an act of the state legislature and has been rung on Statehood Day since 1989. And so we invite each of the students to come up and ring the statehood bell now in celebration of the day that Montana became a state.
Okay, this will be interesting. All right. Just let them at it.
Mark with the mallet,
Yeah, I
yep.
feel like, okay, here you go, Bree. Hit it with the mallet. And then go, you can go sit back down. Go for it.
Okay.
Jackson, come on. Hit it harder.
Yeah.
There you go. Last but not least. Oh, hit it harder. You're the last one. There you go.
Thank you all so much for helping us to celebrate Statehood Day today. What a very polite group of bell ringers.
Surprising.
Congratulations again, Hali, and to all of the students in Sunburst who are so lucky to have you as their teachers. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for joining us this morning. Thank you, Norma, for all of your work on this award. And thank you again to all of our sponsors, the Montana Television Network, the Foundation for Montana History, the Sons and Daughters of Montana Pioneers, and 1889 Coffee House, who's providing lunch today for the students from Sunburst. Please give them another round of applause. So again, Hali, our congratulations to you for winning this prestigious award, and congratulations as well to the students from Sunburst who are lucky enough to have you as their teacher. We are so thankful for teachers like you. They thank you for your service, for your passion, and for your commitment to our future. And thank you all for joining us this morning.